Welcome to Frima and the world's revolutionary Vario Cooking Centre. Today we'll be demonstrating a 112. This is two 16-litre pans. Both operations can be taken place at the same time. So, for example, on this side we could slow cook a ham in an overnight cooking process, and on this pan I could, for example, make a jam, which is what I'm going to show you today. The beauty of Frima is that built-in intelligent cooking processes mean that we can actually physically walk away. Our product will actually cook what we desire, and when we need to come and do something, it will actually come and let us know. Okay, so we're going to start now. Okay, so what we have here is cooking processes. We have 9. Each cooking process has processes behind as well. Because we've designed the Vario Cooking Centres with chefs, physicists and engineers, we have worked out what a chef would undertake to cook that particular product. And in this case, obviously, as we've said, we're going to be doing some jam. Now here we can obviously boil fruits, we can do sauces, we can make rice pudding, and we can boil milk. The sensitive part of our product allows us to cook very gently within 1 degree of accuracy. The base of the pan has a patented Vario Boost, which will recognise the weight of the product roughly and actually the temperature, and will immediately put in the required amount of energy to actually physically undertake the task we've asked. So here we go. Fruit. And as you can see, we can either make a compote or we can go right through to a jam. In this case we're going to have a jam. Obviously it's the summer and we're going to make some strawberry jam. And if you come over here, we've got some strawberries, we have some sugar, I have some pectin, and we have some lemon juice as well. Now, the process is this. Everything needs to go into the pan together. So, strawberries in, I've roughly chopped them. Okay. Sugar. Again, very simple. Once I hear, it's asking me, is it filled? I confirm yes. Asks me to put the probe in, so I will do. Probe's in. And now it will actually heat the pan up. It will do this very, very gently. I also need to add my pectin, and this helps stabilise, obviously, the jam. Alright. So, this now will take approximately 5 minutes just to work out exactly what's required of the actual product. And on the left hand pan, for example, as you can see on here, I have directional arrow, and if I press that I can very quickly come back over to the left pan, and again all the processes are open to me. So for example, I could potentially go in and do the same again on this side. Go into the boiled fruits, and again I could select jam. It's cooking at 105 degrees centigrade, which is what we would like here. And again, you can start the process again. But if you come back over to this pan, you can see that it's already starting to work. The energy is coming into this pan across the entire surface 100% homogeneously. Okay, great benefit here. Well, your energy savings are huge. On average, we'll save 40% energy in normal cooking tasks. This could be increased depending on the type of product that you're trying to cook. So, for example, just say that we wanted to do some pasta on this side. We very quickly fill the pan, and in about 7 minutes we can self-fill, and we can bring to the boil 10 litres of water. So here we go. Boil pasta with a basket, and we go short. This will be a rough cooking time of an al dente fresh egg pasta. As you can see, we're filling the pan on the left. We're still cooking on this side as well, but I'm not having to actually intervene at this stage. So, just to help things along a little bit, so most of the people I talk to in conventional kitchen methods, they can take anything from 30 minutes to an hour to boil 10 litres of water. This is cold filled from the main, no filter. Because we are able to heat our product in the pan so quickly, we don't actually have any more than about a finger's width of metal between our element and the actual pan surface. So, because we don't actually heat this part of the pan at all on the sides, all the energy is being induced into the pan base and it reacts across the entire surface. So whatever's in there, the whole thing is getting heated up constantly. And the cooking intelligent processes, as you can see, we've got to 10 litres. Product stopped and we're already inducing energy into the base of the pan. You can see, if I take this grid out, you can see the bottom of the pan there. We've actually got this, and you can see the bubbles coming, and this is how our Vario Boost works. It heats the entire surface of the pan. And again, I said before, within 7 minutes that'll be boiling. So it's cold filled and boiled that in 7 minutes. This is where we can work particularly fast with things like pasta. As I said already, the normal cooking process, pan goes on and it takes about 40 minutes to actually heat that pan up to the right temperature. We've actually brought this to the boil in 7, and a normal pasta's probably 8 minutes to cook. So realistically what we're saying is we've cooked one load of pasta in 15 or 16 minutes and the normal pan is still waiting to warm up. So potentially we're going to cook 5 loads of pasta in the same time as it normally takes to bring that water to the boil. And this is what's incredible about Frima. Alright, so over this side again. As you can see here, look, we're preheating, we're about halfway. And I believe that's probably taken about 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes. So you can see just how fast this does work. Flip back over this side. Again, at this point I could actually put the lid down on the jam, and I have also got something here which is called pressure. Pressure can be used for multiple cooking processes, first of which would be something like a stew or a casserole. Normal cooking processes are around about 2.5 hours for a casserole or a stew. With Frima, we know we can produce around about 7 kilos of meat weight to 8 kilos of meat weight in one of these pans, and it will take about 50 minutes. 4 minutes for a batch to sear, and around about 3 kilos per load, up to a maximum of 8 kilos. The vegetables can then be put in, and then liquid over the top, and we can pressure cook. So again, this is incredible. 50 minutes. As we said already, this is an all-in-one cooking process. We can boil, we can deep fat fry, we can pressure cook, and we can pan fry or sear. So again, that's 1 square metre of footprint for a kitchen. It's huge. It's absolutely incredible how much space we can save. Okay, water's another great feature. As you can see, we've used 10 litres of water in this pan, but because we're not having to actually physically take the pan over to a sink and empty the water and the energy down the sink, we can stay in this pan, use the same amount of energy and potentially the same amount of water to cook 3 or 4 batches of pasta. And this will save on average 70% water to a consumer, and it's huge. If you're on a water meter, this is a huge saving. Huge saving. We're talking hundreds and hundreds of pounds a year, and that's just on a small little unit like this, working on about 60 covers a day. Okay, so as you can see now, we're starting to agitate the top of the water here, and if we flip back over, we're 3/4 of the way on to the cooking time, or the heating time. Okay, again we've asked here, because we've got the option to go with or without a basket. With a basket means we use auto lift. Auto lift will actually physically take this product into the water, cook for our time that we've selected, and then take it back out again, meaning you haven't got to be standing in front of the VarioCooking Centre for it to undertake a task. Therefore you don't overcook anything, you're not spending as much money, and you're getting perfect results every single time. This is a great benefit to every customer that comes into your establishment, as they're going to get the same thing every time and time again. Okay? The processes can also be stored. So for example, we're doing boiled pasta. We could go in here and we could call it, say, penne pasta. Here we go. We just select what it is we want to do. Store. And as you can see now, we have penne pasta. This is within our product, it's within our memory, and we can now, if we wanted to, we could have multiple units across multiple sites, all cooking penne pasta the same way. So if, in other words, if you've got a multiple chain and you had one supply of pasta and it was penne pasta, everybody could cook exactly the same way, and you could say, okay, it's going to be 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 seconds, done. Solved. Everything cooks the same way now. Okay, and it's great for that uniform cooking across the product. Okay, so as you can see now, we're almost boiling in this pan. Let me take this basket off so you can see. And there we go. It's now asking me on here on the control panel on our intelligent cooking processes, and it's asking for loaded. This means now it's ready, and we can put the product in. Loaded, then we can confirm that we've put our product in, and away we go. As I said before, it takes the product into the water, through the basket. The Vario Boost is now agitating the water in a random style, meaning that potentially a small piece of pasta doesn't even have to be touched, because the water will agitate it and move it itself. Okay, so jam, let's have a look. Yeah, as you can see, we've got a very, very gentle cook here. We're almost just macerating the actual fruit, softening it down, letting the natural sugars come out with the sugar that's already in the pan, and we're now starting just to induce a little bit more energy in there. It's a very gentle heat, because we don't want to, remember, we don't want to boil this, because if we start boiling it at this stage, what we'll end up doing is we'll end up caramelizing the sugar, which will potentially go bitter. Okay, so again, very, very simple process. I'm able to come over here and concentrate on this, or I'm able to come over onto the bench, for example, and concentrate over there. So this is freeing me up, giving me a bit more time so I can make everything absolutely perfect. Okay, superb. I'll put the lid down again, and that will continue to just keep going through this process of jam, softening everything down, releasing all the sugars, and dissolving the sugar so we have a liquid. Okay. The actual process on this side, as you can see, we asked to cook for 5 minutes. We now have a cook down time here on our timer, and we're now reducing down by 3 minutes 30, and that will continue to cook down. And eventually that will finish the process, and then take the pasta or whatever was in the basket back out again. The same thing here could be done with vegetables, so potatoes, carrots, green beans, sprouts, whatever was required. Absolutely fantastic. On the top here we also have something that we've developed, which is a bain-marie, and potentially what we can do here is we have a little function button. We have a saran plate on here with 6 settings.